Hi, and thank you for tuning in to 7 Dig It. This is your host, Eskimo Jones. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to 7 Diggy. This is Eskimo Jones, and today what I'm going to talk about is a little technique called sandwiching, and it's a very nice technique to use when you have borderline personality disorder, and it's nice to incorporate this one particular technique into your daily meditation. So basically, what we have going on here that's a tremendous problem in BPD is this black and white thinking. You know, you're either on a yes or a no side, and it's hard to combine the two and see the grays. Like, for example, you'll be with someone and you say, you know, you're awesome, you're great, you're smart, you're intelligent, you're talented, you're gifted, and I love you. And then you go into a split and you start thinking on the black side, I hate you, you're no good, you're the cause of all my problems, I never loved you to begin with, I don't even like you, I don't even think you like me. So that's black and white thinking. There's not much room for the grays where you could say, hey, I love you, flaws and all, like most people can do. So with this one particular technique, it's called sandwiching, and I learned it personally through therapy, and I use it myself, and I use it every night, and I've incorporated it into my daily meditation practice, and I find that it's coming in quite helpful, because what's happening now is that when I do tend to see things in the black, my mind will give me another option to see things in the white. So I think that what I'm doing is developing sort of a gray area finally, or at least I have more options now. Everything doesn't just have to be one-sided, you know. So I can't really get into the technical aspects of it. You know, you do have the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere of your brain, and one side controls this very analytical side, the side that wants to figure everything out, the problem solver, and the side that's controls the fight or flight aspect of it. Then you have the other side who's more creative, loving, caring, and understanding, and things of that nature. So when you have black and white thinking, one side is just working and the other one's not, and that's due to your neurological pathways and the way that everything is just mapped out in your mind, and that can be developed early on in life for multiple reasons, but we won't get into that right now. So basically what sandwiching is a quite simple thing to do, but sometimes it isn't. It's a simple concept, but sometimes it isn't as simple to do as it sounds, just because you have all this chatter going on in your mind, or what they call monkey mind. And especially in borderline personality disorder, when you go through these stages of negativity, sometimes it's hard to shake that. And I know, because I'm a victim of this myself. But with sandwiching, what you do is you think of a positive thing, a positive event that happened in your life, and then you think of something negative, and then you think of something positive. So there's the sandwich. You have the two pieces of the bread, positive, positive, and then you have the meat, which is negative. And so what you're going to be doing basically is training your brain here to give you more options to see that as quickly as it could go to negative, it can go back to positive. Negative, positive, negative, positive. So what you want to do is, what I do is, I'll give you an example. What I do is, like I said, I incorporate it into my daily meditation practice. So I close my eyes, breathe, take a few deep breaths, and I relax. And I try to go first to this quiet place. You know, you can do that either way, by checking your breath or listening to sounds outside of yourself, outside of the room or inside the room, or you can feel the weight of your body, the weight of your head on your neck, and your neck on your shoulders, you know, the pressure on your back and on your buttocks if your legs are crossed, or if you're sitting in a chair, the weight of your legs or your feet on the ground. So you can bring your attention back to that to quiet your mind. So when all this chatter is going on, you just slowly stop paying attention and bring your attention to one of these other elements or things. So I like to try to start off in a quiet place, and I do that for a minute if I can. Sometimes it's hard, but I'll do that for a minute, and I'm getting better at it. And these moments are lasting longer and longer and longer as I continue my meditation practice. So I like to start in a quiet place, and then I will bring up a positive event that happened in my life. So I'll give you an example. This one time I was cast in an independent film. I went to audition for it, and they told me right there and then that I got the role. So I was very excited. When I got home, I remember I had a Van Gogh poster, and it was framed, and it was hanging on my wall. It was Starry Night. So I looked at it and I had my dog on the bed. She was a puppy and I put her on the bed and I was like, Daddy's gonna be in a movie, because I was excited. It was an independent film, but I was very excited. And I look at the poster and I go, I'm an artist, Van Gogh, just like you. And I say to my dog, I'm gonna get you your own room. So I was just really, really excited. So I like to think of that moment when I think of the positive. And so I think of that moment and I repeat it over and over again. And I try to breathe in the feelings, the emotions of that day. I try to breathe in the excitement. And that snoring you hear in the background, that's my dog. She is about roughly 10 and a half now. And she snores like a wild beast. So, but I'm not going to wake her up. I love her. And she needs her beauty sleep. So what I do is I bring up that event and I breathe in the emotions from that day. I try my very best to connect to that happiness, that joy, that excitement, that hopeful feeling that something is just gonna go right. And I bring that up. And then I do that for as long as I can, as long as I can, till I feel I can change now. So that I change and I think of a negative, which could be anything. Negative could be an argument I had with someone at work. I don't have to think about the full-blown argument, just at the moment where it was really heated. And I breathe in that negative emotion as well. And I try to feel it. We're training our bodies and we're training our minds to deal with these sensations that we have and these thoughts that we have. And we're training our bodies and our minds to know that we are in fact in control. This thing is not on automatic anymore. So we take control. And I think about that for a little bit. I try not to get involved in it, go too deep into the arguments, go too deep into anything. Just keep it localized to the one little spot, as if you had a play button and you played it to a certain spot and you just played that back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So then after that, I'll think of another positive, which I remember this one time that I won the lotto. I scratched off a ticket and I won $500. So I remember that excitement because I was yelling as if I won 5 million. Yeah, I went nuts. So I think of that positive. So you do the positive, negative, and positive. And now sometimes when you have borderline personality disorder and it's hard to get your emotions in order, sometimes you will think of something positive and get a negative emotion, a negative feeling in your body, and that's okay. Just feel that, but no, it's not really making the right association with the memory. These emotions, they just don't link. So we're going to try to neutralize that and get that out of the way with our daily practice. So if you feel that, that's okay. Try to breathe in that positive emotion. Try to breathe it in. Just try. Believe me, it will get easier with practice. So you do this back and forth. Positive, negative, positive. But then after you do that for about a minute or so, I know it doesn't seem long, but it is pretty long when you're meditating to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Try to do that for a minute, maybe two if you could stretch it out. And then bring yourself back to a quiet place. Pay attention to your breath. And if the thoughts start getting in the way, just slowly, slowly move yourself away from those thoughts. And concentrate on your breathing. Or the sounds inside the room, or the sounds outside of the room. And now if the sounds are music or people talking, try not to listen to the lyrics or the words that the people are saying. Try more to listen to the tone, the tempo. If there's a certain cadence to the way they're talking, try to listen to that. High tones, low tones, quick, slow. There's some sort of tempo, da, 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 when they speak, or the music. Try not to involve yourself, because then all you're doing is just thinking with your eyes closed. And we're not trying to do that. We're trying to work something out inside us so we could have a better experience in life and a better future. So I hope that helps. And that technique is called sandwiching. Now you could do it all on its own. the sandwiching back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Do that for as long as you like. It's not harmful at all, and you can just do that. But I like to incorporate it with my daily meditation. So I like to do these things and then go to a quiet place, because I'm trying to train my brain that it's okay to be still. It's okay to have negative thoughts, but I can control them now, and I could bring positive thoughts in on my own, and I could also go neutral, or I could go quiet and still. Because we don't always need our minds, we need them when we need them. So use them when they are needed. If it's not needed and you're out taking a walk, you don't need to think about everything in the world. You can just be mindful of your step and just walk. So we're trying to train our brains here. I hope that was helpful, and thanks for listening. Thanks again for tuning in to 7 Diggy. This has been your host, Eskimo Jones.